ongoing process, that we live in that awareness, that whether it is day or night, what time it is, with whom I am sitting, we are that, that love, that joy, that peace, because we are made in the image of that God. So in these 19 weeks of practice, all this, what I just said, is now our reality, now our truth, and we are living it. And in this part 3, this week, we are going to start to expand with communication to our life. Such a beautiful topic it is, since we have experienced love with everyone around us, whether they have hurt us in the past, but we have realized that it was my invitation to that person, to that experience. Now we are going to extend this communication, this love, sharing of love with everything around us. And today is a beautiful day. If you have a plant, please bring it in front of you, and we can just go through the chapter, and after that we can practice communicating with that plant. So before we start our chapter reading, let us close our eyes for a minute and settle down here perfectly, fully. Breathe in, breathe out, relax, fully present to the moment. Just feel yourself gather from past, from future to this now, with your breath to your heart center. Feel that you are unified, free from all the uninvited influences. Fully present, ready to listen, ready to receive. Let us connect with Babaji. Greetings, Babaji. Lots of love and thanks to you for these beautiful lessons we are learning gradually. And thank you for helping us in every session, in every practice, in every lesson. So let us connect with him and understand. And whenever you have any question, just listen your inner voice. Babaji silently speaks in our thoughts. Thank you. Thank you, Babaji. Thank you, everyone. You may open your eyes. Welcome. Welcome, Saleshi. Who would read today? Who would like to read today? Jayaji, welcome.
Okay.
Big hearts. That is what we need today. The chapter goes as communication with plants and other lives. So all that communication is going to happen through our higher self, through our heart, speaking slowly, silently, gently. So that was a good reminder.
Okay, welcome everyone. So we are going to do our 20th week practice today. We are going to start that. And this is sort of midpoint for the part 3 of our journey. So we have made a lot of progress already in this part 3. As I probably previously must have mentioned that in part 3 we are now working at the university level. Part 1 was primary schooling, Part 2 was secondary schooling, and now we are at the university level. At the university level, things are not the same as they were in the school. The teacher used to feed you when you were in school. In the university, nobody feeds you. You have to do your own work as well, right? The professor will come, deliver a lecture, and walk away. You have to do more than what the professor said and find things for yourself. So this is what we are doing, and we are kind of midway. This is the 4th week out of the 8 weeks. So just be in that awareness that I need to get as much as I can from this professor's lecture that you are going to hear today, right? So there is a lot of deep information we have in this chapter, lot of very important knowledge that you are going to come across through this chapter. So please do pay attention to every line that is being discussed, and of course, as required, you will need to be reading it every day. This reading you will find for yourself will not be the same like you've done in previous chapters. This has got too much in it. So slow, steady, focused reading will be important. Okay. So with this, I would welcome Jayaji. You can start reading. Hey, are you able to see the book?
Yes. Yeah.
Perfect. Great. Okay, let's begin.
20th week. Expanding communication to all life. This week, you continue to explore your connection with everyone and everything. Love is the basis of everything. In the terms of modern physics, love is the unified field. Every atom, every subatomic particle, I can't see the word, can you go up a little bit, the screen? Yeah, every energy field is ultimately made up of love. Therefore, everything is the same.
Right. So this is just a refresher on what we have already learned in the previous part, right? We are continuing to explore our connection. Important thing here is we are continuing to explore. This is important. We are still investigating. And what we are investigating, our connection with everything and everyone. This is what I called as expansion of consciousness. So we are working practically on our experience of knowing more of consciousness, more than what we have known so far, right? So we are practically going to practice this connection, our connection with the rest of existence. That's the purpose. And so the first founding factor that we have learned in this book to be able to comprehend the connection is that love is the basis of everything, right? Love is the basis. It's the most fundamental element, you can call it, that created everything. So every atom, every subatomic particle, every energy field is ultimately made up of love. Everything is made up of love. And that is the connection. That is our wiring of the internet, wiring of the web. That is love, right? Through that, we communicate with each other. And therefore, everything is the same. Now, think about it. I am made of love, and I am connected to each one of you independently and as a group through that internet connection, which is made of love again, right? So imagine a jalebi, right? Jalebi, each leg of the jalebi is all separate, independent by itself in its existence, but it's all connected, and what flows through it is that sugar syrup, right? So um, that's how we are all part of a much bigger existence. uh, Even though we look different, our content is still the same. What we are comprised of is still that love, right? That this, in your head, you have to comprehend it in your own specific way, however it makes sense to you. So this is the most fundamental thing that we are going to be using as the basis of our further discussion. Yes, please read.
We see different expressions of that single ingredient: rocks, trees, squirrels, ferns, rivers, clouds, dogs, and automobiles seem very different, yet they are fundamentally the same. A clay pot and a clay figure of a lion may seem to have nothing in common, but we know they both are expressions of the same clay.
Right, so it's basically the same thing as I mentioned a little bit earlier, that everything, even though it seems apparently to be different, but they are all made of the same fundamental thing called love. Right here, the examples are both types of things you are seeing in the example, right? Animate and inanimate, both kinds of things are examples. So you've got rocks, which seemingly are inanimate, trees and squirrels. Trees are fixed, squirrels are mobile, active, right? Like that. And automobiles, which are inanimate. So each one of these things in existence, they are all, what we are saying, they are all created out of one single thing called love, and they are fundamentally the same. So in their most fundamental state, they are still the same. Another example is clay being the fundamental element, and you can make a pot out of it, and you can make the statue of a lion, the figure of a lion. Both of them will look so very different, but they are still made of the same clay, right? This example of clay being seen in different forms, I think this comes from our Upanishads somewhere. I don't know exact reference, but this example I have earlier come across in the when I was studying something from the Upanishads. So this is a very well understood concept. It has existed. We are just refreshing ourselves that yes, we are aware. Now experientially we know that everything is made of love. We've been practicing that. All right.
It is the same with all of creation. Everything is a simple and unique expression of love. This means that everything has the qualities of love. Everything is included, not just mankind. God made nothing except from love.
Isn't it beautiful? God used only one thing for creation, and that is love. And from that one thing, so much has got created, which is simple and unique expression of love. These three very important words. It seems so simple, um, but it's everything is unique by itself in its attributes, which include its shape, form, color, whatever, right? And then that uniqueness is an expression of love. So you can consider everything to be an expression of love, right? Created from love, but it's an expression. That's why it is different. Everyone is a unique expression. Everything is a unique expression, right? Each cloud is different. Each cloud is a unique expression. So this way, when we start comprehending the existence from this perspective, that it is all a unique expression of love. However, dirty it may look to me, however, eh, um, dangerous it may look to me, all kind, anything. Because that's where we find it difficult to perceive or to comprehend love, because we have specific notion of love. That's why the comprehension becomes so difficult. This is what we are now learning to change. Even when a lion is standing in front of you, you may smell too bad smells, you may feel threatened, right? All that, but that feeling is coming out of our fears. It's not the characteristic of the lion. We feel, and that is what we have to learn to understand, that this is a unique expression made out of love only. That's all that was there. That's all that was used for creation. This comprehension of everything as created out of love is significantly important for our understanding of our connectedness, right? So just begin to think about it, that okay, my understanding of love needs to expand now. What I knew so far about love, it is not wrong, but it is limited. There is more to love than what I have known so far. And that's the awareness. We are expanding that awareness so that then we can begin to see the true connection behind. Right? That sugar syrup we talked about way earlier in the course. We will begin to see that sugar syrup. So it's everything is included, not just mankind. God made nothing except from love. Right? So God made everything from love, nothing else. This is such a beautiful statement, right? God had nothing in the bank except love. And that's what it used for creation. God's pantry must be really very monotonous, right? In the pantry, there's only one substance and keeps preparing recipes after recipes from just that one. All right.
This one basic truth carries with it two fundamental characteristics of everything. First, everything has all the qualities of God. Second, everything is consciously connected to everything else.
Yes. So two characteristics. One, and everything means like people, plants, inanimate objects, man-made objects, everything, right? Everything has two qualities. One is qualities of the God, because it's created out of love, right? And that is the quality of God. So it's created from God's fundamental. And then second, everything is consciously connected to everything else. Consciously connected, very important thing here is, this should be underlined. Consciously means it is not just physically connected. It's consciously, the connection that we are talking of, that the connection that we are exploring is connection of consciousness. We are all consciously connected. Physically, I am in Canada, you are in India, somebody's Jayaji is in Hong Kong, Preeti is in US. We are physically far apart, but consciously connected as a group, right? That's what we are talking about. So consciously connected, everyone and everything. So even if I am not seeing something right now, I'm still connected. And whatever I do, my vibration will impact each and everything around, right? So that's the meaning of that connection. We influence the environment around us, and therefore we influence everything else in existence. That's the understanding we are developing now. Okay, this is a long one, huh? So just be patient, listen to what Jayaji is saying. Yeah.
You are now quite comfortable with your God given and God like qualities. You even easily assign those same qualities to other humans. This was a major step for you to see the perfect, loving divinity in those people you thought had somehow hurt you. Nevertheless, you did it, and your perception, thank you,
Yeah.
has taken a major shift. Today, you assign those same qualities to everything around you. The plant you water every week is just like you. It is light, it is truth, it is love, it is happiness, joy, and bliss. It is all knowing intelligence. It is even present everywhere. It is perfect. It is peace and gentleness. It is abundance. And it is non judgmental. These are some of its innate qualities, the same qualities that make up all of creation.
Right. So this is step 2 in our expansion of awareness now, right? Step 2, what is it now? We are familiar now. We are comfortable with the fact that we have God-given qualities and God-like qualities. God gave us those qualities, and those qualities are also the same as God has. So we have the same qualities, right? And we can easily give those qualities to other humans now. In this part 3, in the first thing we did was learn to clear other people's aura. What we were doing? We were giving them that God quality, right? We are refreshing their aura. We are also doing self acceptance of others. What are we doing? We are accepting that they have all those God's qualities. And with that practice, we are becoming more normal with accepting the fact that yes, I can assign the same attributes that were assigned to me by God to others, other humans, because I consider humans as godlike. So now this much we have learned. That was a major shift in our thinking, right? From part 2 to part 3, this is a shift we are making. Now, what else we are doing? We were able to also assign godlike qualities to other humans who seemingly hurt us. Remember the forgiveness thing, right? We were able to assign, give them love, right? We were able to share our love with them even though we had felt that they hurt me. So that part we have learned now experientially. Now this is all experiential, right? So this big shift in our perception has already taken place. Now what we are going to do is we will begin to assign those same qualities to everything around us now, not just humans. We are going beyond humans, not just my dear ones, not my friends. Now we are going beyond that, right? Everything around me. The plant we water every week. If you have plants at home, you must be watering those plants frequently. That plant itself, right? It is what are we going to now see there? The plant is just like me. It is conscious like me. It is light. It is truth. It is love. It is happiness, joy, and bliss. It is all knowing intelligence. It initially this will seem a little out of place, right? Plant, all knowing intelligence. How? We have to begin to remove those barriers from our head. Why? Because plant is made of exactly the same thing that I am made of. And if I can have all knowing intelligence, plant can have as well, right? The plant is also, it has God-given and God-like attributes, like I have. God-given and God-like attributes. So very important to remember. It is even present everywhere. The plant may seemingly, just like I am seemingly sitting here in Canada, but I am everywhere. I am omnipresent. And that plant too is omnipresent, right? Present everywhere. And it is perfect, just like I am perfect. It is peace and gentleness, it is abundance, and it is non judgmental. These are some of its innate qualities. It is born with those qualities, the same qualities that make up all of creation. So, this entire creation, as a corollary to our logic that we are developing, in this way, the entire creation has also the same qualities that I have. Right? This awareness we have to now develop. Becoming aware now, consciously know this aspect of our existence. Right? Everything else is made in the same way as I am made. That consciousness is now going to expand. Okay.
Of course, the plant's perception of its divinity may not be as complete as yours. As with you, however, its lack of perception in no way diminishes its truthful existence.
Right? So we have also learned this thing, that we are always perfect. We are always wholesome, whole and complete, right? All of us, irrespective of what we have invited through our thinking process. Invited in the sense, irrespective of what we have manifested as experience in our life. It doesn't reduce. So my experience doesn't change my perfectness. It doesn't change my completeness, my wholeness. That we have learned now. Likewise, um, for the plant, even though it may, in my perception, I may perceive that the plant, plant's divinity, plant's perception of divinity is not as complete as mine. This is my perception though. Right? Remember this thing. It's not written this way in the book, but I'm saying this from my own analysis of this whole thing. So we think that the plant doesn't have the perception of its divinity in the same way as I have. Maybe. But plant has its own perception. That plant understands. As with you, however, its lack of perception, I think its lack of its perception is in no way, it will not diminish its truthful existence. Its true existence as creation of love. That will not change. It will not diminish, right? Irrespective of whatever perception I may have about the plant. Okay, so now very important concepts are going to be discussed in this paragraph. So please do pay attention. This is the biggest thing we are learning here. Okay.
Consciousness is sometimes a difficult concept to understand. You tend to think of it only from your own viewpoint. You see, you feel, you hear, you smell, and touch. If you can't hear, your consciousness seems to be the other four senses. This view of consciousness is far too limiting. Consciousness is really the awareness that. Can you go further up, sir? Consciousness is really the awareness that comes from your initial creation. It is the awareness of everything is in God's creating thought.
Right. So now we are starting to talk about consciousness. What is consciousness? We all have some understanding of the word, the way we have understood it so far. Now we are going to develop a new understanding here. So what is our understanding so far? That we are conscious because we can see, hear, smell, taste, touch, um, things, right? Our five senses give us the thing we call as consciousness. We are conscious because we have the five senses, right? Now, what he says is, think about it now. If you can't hear, your consciousness seems to be the other four senses, right? If you can't hear, then other four senses become your consciousness. So this is it a different consciousness? Think about it, right? Is it limited by the four senses? This view of consciousness is far too limiting. Consciousness is really the awareness. Now here's the definition. It's really the awareness that comes from the initial creation. Initial creation, from the book we know everything got created from one thought of God, right? So that initial creation, consciousness comes from there. It's the awareness that comes from that initial creation. So the awareness that came to us from the initial creation remains. It never goes away.
Mm.
We may not um, perceive it. We may think, well, no, I don't know what that is, but it remains with us. So we are going to now learn more, right? It is the awareness of everything in God's creating thought. That one thought which created everything, whatever is contained there in that one thought, that awareness of that is consciousness. So just imagine God's thought. What think of God's mind, maybe, and in that mind there is one thought, and that thought is this entire creation in that one thought, right? Everything as we know today, it is there in that one thought, right? Now, becoming aware, being aware, because now I am created in that thought, I need to be aware, right, of everything in that creation, and that's what he's calling as consciousness. At that point of creation, that initial creation, that awareness is consciousness. We'll know a little more further, right? So, yeah, please read further.
Everyone and everything is created as and with love. The nature of love is to know itself. Love knowing itself is consciousness in its purest form. Consciousness is really simply being aware of your own nature or being aware of love.
Right? So, there are too many things here. Let's break it down. Everyone and everything is created as and with love. So, we are created as love and we are created with love. Both of them. Right? Now, the nature of what is the nature of that love then? Right? Love is what we are created with and created as. So, we are love. Right? And the nature of love is to know itself. That is its nature, to know itself. Naturally, the love wants to know itself. Love knowing, now, the next thing is love knowing itself is consciousness in its purest form. Love knowing itself. Right? So, from previous two sentences, I am love, right? Now, when I know myself, that knowing is the purest form of consciousness. Right? Consciousness is really simply being aware of your own nature. My own nature is, what is my own nature? I am love. That's my nature, right? So knowing my own nature or being aware of love, both are the same thing basically. Being aware of love or knowing my own nature, these are two ways of saying the same thing. Either way, that is called consciousness. So this is a new learning we are having here, that my innate nature as love, I am love, so my innate nature is to know myself. That's my nature, right? And that nature being becoming aware of myself, knowing myself, is called consciousness. That's what we are learning here. So be very you may want to sit down with this one paragraph, make a note in your notebook, that you need to re-study this one paragraph in detail. Sit down and do your comprehension in your head based on whatever we have known so far from the book, right? Keep that knowledge as the basis and then go through this paragraph. And you may want to keep your understanding of consciousness as it exists today aside. Keep it aside. You may have known it through books, through several texts or whatever knowledge things explained by so many people in different ways. Just keep it aside for now. Just use the knowledge from the book and go through this paragraph very slowly, right? Understanding this, the previous paragraph here, and then this paragraph. These are very significant things here. When we develop this understanding, it's going to take us into expansion of consciousness easily. It will become so much easier. Okay. Yes.
Now, that is quite a bit of awareness. To be fully conscious is to be fully aware of love and all it is. That is no less than being aware of all of God's qualities and everything in creation.
Right. See this beautiful corollary now. What basically it is saying is, um, he is now quantifying awareness. It's quite a bit, right? To be fully conscious is to be fully aware of love, right? My nature as love, my nature is to know love, right? And to be fully aware of love is to be fully conscious, becoming fully aware of love, right? And that's all it is. Now think about it. When I become aware of love, what am I becoming aware of? The entire creation, because it's all made of love. So when I become aware of love, I am becoming aware of the entire creation. That is the connection, right? There is no physical connection. It's all logical connection, right? Allow this thought to get digested within you. It will take time, right? Just by knowing one thing, just by becoming aware of the self, I become aware of the entire existence. That is the meaning here, right? It's really very big thing. This is something that was, I think, in one of the Upanishads. Very beautifully it has been described. What is that one thing by knowing which the entire knowledge is known? This was a question by a rishi to his son who came back after graduation. And that son said, I am not aware of that. He said, go back. Right? Go back and find for yourself what is that one thing by knowing which everything can be known. So this is a simple knowledge, very beautifully explained here. This is that one thing. Becoming aware of self. Knowing the self, you become aware of everything. All right.
A more limited consciousness occurs when something is aware only of itself. Even this simple awareness means that it is aware of its love nature and is in touch with everything else in creation. This means that everything else in creation has its effect on it. It also means that everything in creation has the ability to communicate with everything else. simply because it can be conscious of itself.
right? So becoming conscious of self, very important thing here, right? So this is now, we are extending the logic now. Even the simplest form of consciousness is becoming aware of only myself, right? Which we do now, right? We are aware because we have five senses. That simplest form of awareness, even this simple awareness means that whatever that is aware of its love nature. Becoming aware of self means becoming aware of love, right? And becoming that awareness, what does it do to me? uh, that it gives me the ability to be in touch with everything else in creation. Becoming aware of myself makes me, when I'm aware that everything is, first thing I know who I am. My nature is love, and my nature is to know myself, becoming conscious of myself, and everything else is also made of the same, right? Then I am connected with everything. So having that connection itself is part of the nature. By nature, we are all connected through that single element. Right? This means that everything else in creation has its effect on it. Right? So because of that connection, everything gets the effect of this entity which is conscious. That limited consciousness impacts or influences everything else because of the connection. Right? This means that it also means that everything in creation has the ability to communicate with everything else. It can communicate also, simply because it can be conscious of itself. Being conscious of self gives me that ability, because of my connection, to communicate also with everything else. That's the, what is explaining. This is the simplest form of consciousness. So my consciousness, my becoming conscious of myself, gives me that ability to communicate with everything else. That's something we have not considered yet, right? Can I communicate with that star up there in the sky? Think about it, right? And you must have heard stories, right, on that. But now he's giving us the logic. How is it all working? How is it all this? How this whole thing is functioning? So that ability we all have. At the most basic level, we have that ability. And now, if I have that ability, everything else also has the same ability. Remember that. So they can communicate too, because of their connection with everything else. They can communicate, and they do communicate. Only I am not part of that communication. I have decided not to be part of that communication. I have too many other things to do. So I don't know what my car speaks to the other car in my garage, or to the door of my garage, or to the door opener in my garage. Whatever all that is, what do they talk to each other? I am not aware of that. But they all are connected and they all communicate with each other. All right.
Your abilities to communicate with everything are very developed. You have done it all your life, except that you may not have trusted it. This week you sharpen that awareness.
Right. So now, even though we have much more developed abilities to communicate, right? We may have actually been communicating with other things, right? Think about, let's take an example of a plant in your house. You suddenly feel that, oh, I need to water this plant. Where did that thought come from? It's the plant asking for water.
Mm.
Otherwise, you won't get that feeling. You are busy. You got that feeling from somewhere, from that connectedness, that this plant needs water, is looking for water, is thirsty. And you get the thought and you just water the plant. And you are not even paying attention to this. You got a thought, you watered the plant and done. But there was a communication behind it. That we begin to now become, this week we are going to sharpen that awareness. We are going to be working on that now. Now this awareness I already have. This awareness is my innate nature to be able to communicate. I have the ability, but I was not paying attention to it, so I was not aware. Now we are going to sharpen this awareness. This is what this whole week, the exercise is practical is about. Yeah. Okay.
As soon as possible today, go into a natural setting, a park, the countryside, even your own garden or patio. Choose a plant. It doesn't have to be beautiful or healthy, just alive. Sit quietly next to it and focus your attention on your heart. Let your heart love pulsate out and can you go further, son?
Yeah.
I can't see. Yeah. And engulf the plant. Let your heart love pulsate out and engulf the plant.
Right. Okay. So what we have to do here, we are not going to be touching the plant. We are not going to be doing anything to the plant. We are going to be simply presenting ourselves by the side of that plant. It doesn't have to be anything great, just alive. To begin with, we are doing this experiment first time. So when the plant is alive, our natural instinct will not obstruct our communication. Our thinking pattern will not obstruct. So taking a live thing will release that barrier. So that's why they say that it doesn't have to be beautiful or healthy or anything. Just let it be alive and then sit quietly next to it. Just sit quietly. So it's more like being in your quiet period together with the plant. And focus your attention on your heart. No attention on the plant. First, focus your attention on your heart. And then let your heart, the love that you radiate from the heart, let that love engulf the plant. As if you are embracing the plant. Think in your mind, try to embrace the plant with your radiating love. Just hug the plant that way, right? It's your loving hug with the plant. So heart love, let your heart love pulsate out and engulf the plant. That's what basically we are doing here. Okay? Yeah. All right.
Now, unify with God in the usual way. Recite some of God's qualities and claim them for yourself. In the state of such unity, unify with the plant. You do this by simply reciting those God qualities again and acknowledging that they are yours and the plant's as well.
Right. So we will do say exactly, you are all now familiar what you do in your quiet period, right? So you basically unify with God and God qualities, and then in that state, when you are connected to your higher self as well, you have higher self signal as well. And prior to this, you should have already cleared your aura, closed your aura, all those things you have done, right? Now you are in that state when you are in pure connection with your higher self. In that state, now you got to recite God qualities and acknowledging the God qualities, and then also assign those qualities to the plant when we are doing it for ourselves. So this is one subtle difference in this practice, that as you are sitting down and doing your quiet period, when you assign God's qualities for yourself, also assign them to the plant as well. right? So below this, we are going to do the steps. It's explained. So basically, we are assigning God's qualities to the plant as well. Okay.
In this state of unity, you are in tune and ready for conscious communication with the plant. First, you speak softly. We are both made from God's love. We are both divine. I now send to you that love, and I now receive your love. Quietly enjoy the feeling of love as you send it and receive it.
Right. You are reading it and it's happening with me already. The process has started. My goodness. So when you are in that state of oneness with the plant, what you do? Simply speak softly. Now speaking out loud is preferred here. When you actually speak, the plants get the vibration of your words, right? The sound. It immediately influences the plants. So your communication will improve. What are you going to say? We are both made from God's love, acknowledging the attributes. We are both divine, again acknowledging the attributes. I now send you that love that I am. I now send that to you, the God's love. And now I receive your love as well. So this is a communication two-way. I am sending you the love and I am receiving your love. It's a two-way communication we are doing, right? And then this is what I just mentioned, what happened to me as she was reading this part, and I now receive your love. When she was reading this, I immediately felt that God's love coming to me, right? I have lots of plants in my house, and I'm usually very, very connected with my plants in the house. Here in Canada, having plants outside is not easy. So you usually have the trees and that kind of big plants or big bushes. Smaller plants you can't have there, and especially the tropical plants won't live here. So indoor we usually have indoor plants, and I have lots of them. My wife used to love them, so she left that as a legacy to me, and I maintain them now. And they are all so much loving. I cannot tell you. I just felt when you were reading, I just received so much love from them. So quietly enjoy that feeling of love as you send it and receive it. In this mode, when you're sending and receiving, just enjoy that love. That feeling itself, I don't have to tell you. You will automatically be there. Okay. Yeah.
After a few minutes, say, please, my dear one, tell me how I can make you more comfortable. Then sit back and listen, just as you do in all your quiet periods. Since this is a quiet period, make sure you have the same safeguards. Close your aura to all except your higher self and have the signal of your higher self.
Right. So now here, when you are sitting in that state of oneness with the plant, exchanging love, at that time, after a few minutes, what you can do, you can start the communication. And the primary thing we are now focusing, please, my dear one, tell me how I can make you more comfortable. So this is the focus area for today. You are asking the plant how I can make you more comfortable. So just a deeper understanding of this practice I'm now trying to give you here is that the way this practice is described, what are we actually going to do? We are going to say a little but listen. Communication will be much more when we are open to listening to the plant. Do not judge what is coming, do not analyze what is coming, just listen, right? That pure listening is very, very important. So be prepared for listening. And that part, um, Many people think that they already know what the plant wants and they keep giving them things that they think this is good for my plant. Let me give it some fertilizer. Let me give it some water. Right? We never ask them anything. We never listen to them. So today we are going to be focusing there. Please tell me how I can make you more comfortable, right? And then sit back and listen. Listening is very important here. We are going to develop this ability to listen because this is the only way of enhancing our knowing. When we are speaking, we can only say as much as we know already. It is not enhancing my knowledge. When I listen, I have the possibility of getting more than I know. So listening is extremely important. And now, because I have assigned God qualities to this plant is also all-knowing intelligence. It may be able to give me something that I do not know. Right? Very, very important, right? Be open to that. Plant is as much important creation as I am. It has all the qualities. It is in no way less than me. My perceptions will begin to change, right? When I accept that and then I am open to listening, a big shift will happen. So since this is a quiet period, make sure you have all your safeguards in place, right? Like I mentioned here, that your aura is clear, your aura is closed for everything except higher self, and you have the signal of your higher self already in place. This is important, right? Why? Because we will know that in the next paragraph. Why is it important? Okay.
You receive communication in your thoughts from the plant by means of your higher self. It might tell you anything. Its life in general, its hardships, its fortunes, its relationship to other life, or anything. But what you want to particularly listen for is its communication on. Can you make it go up? I can't see. But what you want to particularly listen for is its communication on how you can make it more comfortable.
Right? So this is our focus area. How you can make it more comfortable. It will tell you many things. Listen, but be aware of what it is telling you about this aspect. How you can make it more comfortable, right? So for example, if you are doing this practice, let's say in your garden, maybe in a natural place where you have no control on things, at that time, let's say you are speaking to a tree or communicating with a tree. The tree will not ask you to water it or to put it in sun or things like that. Tree may tell you something more than that. Listen, right? How can I make you more comfortable? Amazing things will come. Trust me on that. I have done it. So in a situation like at home, you have a pot and a plant in that. In this situation, yes, you have control. The plant may say, okay, put me in the sun for 2 days, whatever, such things, right? So just allow that communication to come, receive the communication, be open, do not interfere with the communication, right? So listening is extremely important, right? So it it can talk about its hardships, its fortunes, its relationship to other life, or anything. Now, from this aspect, its relationship to other life, from here I really got an inner knowing that another beautiful question to ask this plant. Now, when you develop a relationship now, after talking to the plant or communicating with the plant for one day, the next day you want to speak to that plant and then say, okay, the new question that came to my head was, ask the plant, tell me about your family. Right? So make a note of this question. Ask the plant to tell you about its family. Keep that question open, right? Just don't limit the question. Just say, tell me about your family. These are open questions, so they can keep speaking to you for hours, right? This question, if you try doing this question, you will be amazed at what you will get to know, right? So just try, use your creativity. This is one thing that came to my head, that has the potential to expand a really extensive knowledge. Okay. All right.
Speak out what you receive and periodically ask your higher self if what you're saying is an accurate communication from the plant. Use your yes and no signals.
Right. Keep verifying, right? That whatever I am receiving in my thought right now, is, did I understand it correctly? Right? So by asking your higher self through your yes and no signal, you can verify, validate that is my understanding clear? Usually, this is what you would do when you are speaking to somebody is telling you something. You usually would ask, is this what you are saying? Right? That's the kind of thing we have to do with our higher self. Ask the higher self, did I understand this correctly, that my plant wants me to put it out in the sun for 2 days? Did I understand correctly? Right? So these kind of confirmations you can have. And also another thing that's popping up in my head is, follow up in the next 2-3 days. Follow up with the plant and say, well, I did what I could to make you more comfortable. Am I helpful? Right? Ask such questions. You are developing a relationship, you are developing a communication, and this is the kind of thing you can do to get a feedback from the plant, that will also confirm to you that you understood the communication properly, right? So by asking this question, doing follow-up questions, you can verify that your understanding was correct as well. Okay. So that's the other thing we can do. All right.
When you finish this exercise, make the plant more comfortable. Do anything that you can do, such as giving it more water, moving it to more sunlight, giving it plant food, thinning it, or spraying it with insecticide. From the communication you received from the plant, recite an appropriate creating formula for it. Remember, this is your formula. You are manifesting in the present tense. This is your experience you're creating. Although the plant is a fortunate beneficiary of your creation.
So beautifully, he is reminding us that when we are communicating with the plant, we can also do a creating formula to make the plant healthy. Right? We can do that creating formula to make the plant healthy based on what we have learned, right? Based on all the communication, we can do a creating formula, maybe to make it healthy or whatever the plant wants us to do, right? So do a creating formula and then do what? He's reminding us that you are manifesting in the present tense, that my plant is already healthy. My plant is healthy, right? This is your experience. So I am manifesting my experience through my creating formula. Remember, right? So whatever the plant wants me to do for it should become my manifestation. And my manifestation is happening in my thought. So in my thought, when I manifest the plant to be more comfortable, the plant to be more healthy, whichever way that plant has guided me to, when I manifest that thing, the manifestation is actually happening through my thought only. So be aware that although the plant is a fortunate beneficiary, plant is going to benefit from it because I am now going to do action. I will do things to make it more comfortable. So the plant will benefit from it. But the end result is my manifestation. That connection we have to always remember, that I am manifesting through my communication. I am understanding and then manifesting something. for other part of the creation that I am part of. That's such a beautiful thing to be aware that, okay, now I am contributing to God's creation. It's such a beautiful feeling. Just feeling that itself is immense, actually. All right.
Do this exercise each day this week. In doing it, strengthen your understanding of how everything is made of love, how love is aware of itself, how everything does have that love, awareness, or consciousness, how everything is aware of all love or all of creation, and how this opens up your communication with everything.
Right? So, starting communicating with the plant, through that communication, you will begin to develop that, I would say, confidence or acceptance that this communication exists. That acceptance will start coming, right? And when you do this exercise each day, you will then begin to experientially know how love is aware of itself, right? How everything does have that love awareness and consciousness. This will be the proof to you that that plant that I used to have and I used to think that it's just a plant, how it is aware of itself, how it is also created out of love. It has consciousness, right? How, and then extending that, when you extend this communication with other things, you will then develop this understanding everything is aware of all love or all of creation, all love and all of creation, because everything, when you know all love, it is all creation, right? So that expansion of our awareness happens from starting from this one limited communication, right? That's what he's saying. So it will open up your communication with everything. This is how you will open up to communicate. And initially, you will need to practice, like formally sitting by the side and so on. Once you practice, when you are totally open to this communication, you will be communicating like normally you communicate with people. That's how you will be able to communicate. So you are just walking on the street and you see a tree, and a tree will invite you to talk and you will communicate on as you are walking along. You may have a communication, ongoing communication, right? And all of a sudden another plant will pop out, and it would want to interfere with your communication with your tree and so on. Lots of things you will experience. All right.
This basic exercise need not be restricted to plants after this week. Everything is subject to your listening and communication at the thought level. That includes cats, dogs, wild birds, deer, ants, moths, flies, and even inanimate objects. Everything is love, and therefore everything is consciousness. Open yourself up now to this wonderful world of God's creation. Expand your friendships.
Yeah, the last one is so good. Expand your friendships. You will feel that friendship with everything when you start to communicate with them, and you do not have any preconceived biases against them. Communication becomes so much easier, acceptance becomes so much easier, and you will then start feeling that friendship, that relationship with everything around you. Your connectedness is that only. If you think in your head, what is your connectedness with your family members? It is your relationship with them. This is my son, this is my husband, this is my wife, this is my mother. Now, what does this really mean? A thought, a relationship in my thought. That's my connection with all those physical entities around me in the house, right? Same thing will begin to happen. So you will start developing your web, the connection of your web to everything around you, then that's when you will know, oh my goodness, this is where I am physically. I am in a web. That connectedness will come. So expand your friendships. Everything is love, and therefore everything is conscious. Everything is consciousness, right? So each word is important here. Pay attention, do some deeper thinking, and a lot will come out, right? The focus, though, in terms of practice, two big things have happened today from this chapter. One is our understanding of consciousness has evolved, it has expanded. And second thing is we are now getting a technique to communicate in a much more constructive way, fruitful way, beneficial way, developing listening. We are developing a very big skill, listening. That is important, very, very important thing for our future growth. So once we develop this skill of listening, listening is such a beautiful thing, it has so many far reaching consequences. It makes you quiet. When you pay attention to listening, your mouth will shut down automatically. Over time, you will speak much less. Why? Because your awareness is now on receiving knowledge. Okay, so thank you for being patient. Thank you for listening to all that I just said. And thank you so much, Jayaji, for reading it beautifully. We are all grateful for your contribution. Thank you. Thank you, Masters.
Thank you. Thank you, Shailesh-ji, Jayaji. Shilamji's question. What question we should ask? We will
Okay,
practice that. We'll start with the
you will
practice.
practice through the session, and also like one question is written there, right? How can I make you more comfortable? And the second question that
Yes.
I mentioned was ask them, tell me about your family. This is my created question.
So
You may
even the
get,
chapter says so many other questions. So whatever we want to really, we are curious to know about, we will be able to perceive the answers.
No, this is what I wanted to know. Thank you so much.
yeah, the
Thank you.
the wisdom of the plant will tell you more about, probably you may get a new definition of family. That's where I am headed. All right. Thank you. Okay.
Can I
Thank
say
you. Thank you,
something,
Shailesh-ji.
Sun?
Yes, Sandhya-ji.
I was just thinking so much to learn from plants. So easily we cut them and eat them as vegetable and no one complains. Like feeling overwhelmed with that. They're just sacrificing themselves for me. Nice thing to learn from plants. That's all. That was what I was thinking.
Yes, yes. So when you speak to the plant, ask them to answer this question. Many people have this. I'm a vegetarian, but I'm killing plants. Right? So talk to them about it. Tremendous amount of knowledge you will receive from them. Right? The how fulfilled they feel when you process them for your food.
And
You
the
will
way you
hear that.
process it.
Yeah.
So actually, the answer is in the previous chapters where I think in chapter number 7, we have learned, not 7, maybe 11th or 12, part 2, where he says that everything in the nature is created in God's love, with God's love. So from nature, from everything, all that you see is created with love. So even the food chain, the cycle is also created in love. So that is the source. How we take it, how we process it, that is how we feel it. It's our perception. We can think a poor plant, but the plant may be happily fulfilling his cycle of life. So that is where things change. Go back and read that paragraph. I really don't remember the chapter name, but it opens with that God knows all about the weather, nature, There are many other things in the paragraph. So, and it says that it is created with love. Really loved the chapter reading today. It was very much inquisitive kind of read. So I'm very, I was enjoying listening to it, as we did it in Hindi and now in English. It's every word is making a deeper impression. So for this particular chapter, you may want to read it maybe 100 times, or just go and play the audio whenever you are in your leisure time. Just play that audio, chapter reading audio, and be with it. It will shape, it will help you open up your and to listen the plant. We may have not thought about communicating, like simply communicating with it. We have great science of Ayurveda, the wisdom of plant healing and all that, but how it was developed, we are at that point right now. So as we connect with heart, we connect with everything, to all knowing intelligence, to all the wisdom. The only thing that we have to see, that are we able to receive? Are we able to listen? Or just inner chatter is non-stop, inner chatter is going on. And it happens at times. So Babaji has given few tools to clear your aura, close your aura, unify with love, and see everything with their divinity. Not just an object, but as it belongs to the nature, it belongs to God's thought. And it reminds us of that. So we connect and then we communicate, and that is how we expand ourselves. So let us begin with the practice. If you want to take a short break, just go and get some water. Make yourself comfortable, bring your loving plant, or if you do not have any at home, you may just want to bring any plant you loved since your childhood. Just bring that plant in your image, in your mind, and just start sending love, receiving love, acknowledging that you are remembering, visualize, and then just settle down in the moment. Such a beautiful chapter we have read. Is a little bit, only the communication part is new. Otherwise, Babaji has been telling us that everything is created out of love, from love, with love, and God created only love. So everything is love. Beautifully, he explained consciousness that we could perceive. When we perceive, when we experience, when we realize that I am love, much more opens up. In this chapter, Babaji is telling so many things, complicated, known to humankind, about consciousness, but we are experiencing it every day. It's the closest of our being, that experience. Subtle from subtlest. From subtle to subtlest of that experience of that I am. We just have to stop and recognize. So with that all, take a slow, long, deep breath in and out. Knowing that all that we have learned is already known to me. Nobody can survive life in fear in a jungle. We learn to communicate. And then we live in harmony with nature. Respecting of all, and out of heart center, with love, let us express who we are. We are that thought of creation in expression. So whether it is nothingness or an expression, it is the same. And everything around is that. So we are all connected, one with God's thought. Breathe easy in this body. Feel relaxed from top of the head to the toes of your foot. Is there a harmony? Is the breath flowing top to bottom? Effortlessly, easily, filling us with comfort. Doesn't matter if there is a pain. But I am at ease with all that I am. And I am open, more open, as I become love. I become one with everything. So just watch this breath happening and gently guide yourself to be at your heart space. Find that pulsation happening. Just by focusing in your chest area, saying some words of love. It makes it obvious. Just feel your heart space. Feel that love. If you can't feel that love, just say, I am love. And again, feel your words. Repeat again, I am love. And again, feel your words. This pulsation will intensify and spread out in the whole body to our energy field. Now clear your aura, feeling that love radiating out from your heart to all uninvited influences. I send love and light. Each one of you are whole and healed. Each one of you are made with love and light. And you are still love and light. No need to be afraid. Do not feel the pain. I know a perfect place for each one of you to go, and I request my higher self to take you there now, and I set you free. And I close my aura to all except my higher self. My beautiful higher self, please give me your signal now. Feel the presence of your higher self. You may take name and just thank for the signal. Stay at your heart space, feeling that pulsation, feeling your breath happening from there. Let us make this pulse stronger by repeating our true nature, the qualities from God that we inherited as we were created. I am made in the image of God. So I am. God. I have all His qualities. God is love. So I am love. How can God make love? But by just being. Babaji says, God made only love. By just being. In the thought of His creation. He expressed all of its love. So everything in the creation is love. The cycle of life is flowing, rotating, circulating with love. It is the love amplified as it is expressed. And I am that expression in this human form. God is light. So I am light. Light that removes darkness. Light that defies gravity. I am that lightness. Just flowing freely. Resonating in God's love. Walking is effortless. God is happiness, joy, and bliss. Whatever He does, all that He creates in that happiness. Not out of boredom. I am happiness. I am joy. I am bliss. And we are aware of ourselves. We are conscious of our own love, nature. We share it. We express it. It's that joy in that sharing, in that expression, in that creation. Brings that creation like a God creation. With this hand, with these legs, we move, we create. Every day, every moment. New experiences, new things. And we create and we just don't hide it. Don't keep it in a closet. We express, we share the joy we are. And everything in the nature is the same joy. It's the same love. It's the same light. God is peace and gentleness. I am peace and gentleness. You may want to take all these qualities and consciously make a note, journal. How I am peace, how I am love, I am joy, how I am all-knowing intelligence. The beautiful dance happens on a silence, on that peace. Where love and joy express itself. God is abundance, and I am abundance. One with the creation and the Creator. Feel it in your chest, feel it in your stomach. How every word's impact. Find any resistance or how you embrace. Make note of it. You may want to deal it later. With some contemplation. For now, just enjoy what God is. And remember yourself, one with Him. No separate, not left out. God is all-knowing intelligence. So I am all-knowing intelligence. With every affirmation, breathe it. Breathe it into your body. Feel it. Find acceptance or rejection. You may gently open your eyes and make your notes. From your heart space, God is everywhere present, and so I am everywhere present. It is my awareness that is limited to something. That doesn't change the truth. God is infinite energy. So I am infinite energy. Keep coming to life to create experiences God wants from each one of us. That energy that never destroys, just continues, changing its form and expressing itself. God is omnipotent, so I am omnipotent with this energy. I express that infinite possibilities. And all that possibilities has an expression. We create from that potential possibilities to express all the God qualities. In this human body. We just express, keep expressing, keep creating, aligning with God's thought, aligning with God's qualities. God is non-judgmental, not there to punish or judge, as He is just love and He is there to love. His love is in His free will. He gave to all of us. So I am non-judgmental. I'm that free will. Freely will to express myself, my love, my joy, all that I know. And all my words, my action, all my thoughts, they become love. Just stay still for a moment. No thinking, just feel. Feel your chest area, feel your stomach. Feel your presence. That's God's image. Still and thoughtless, unrecognizable. But essence is all God qualities, essence of love. When we are aware of this, we are aware of that God's thought that created everything. We are aware of that love that is self-aware. We are aware of that consciousness that I am, embracing these qualities. Beautiful. We have experienced it now. Let us not go in trance. You may take out your back support and sit straight. You may sip some water and then close your eyes. Feel yourself and then just say your higher self. That my dear higher self, I want to learn to communicate with all life. I want to experience this expansion of communication. Please guide me through. Now bring that plant in your awareness. Invite it for communication. Ask, my dear, beautiful, would you like to talk to me today? You may feel that the experience of love pulsating is expanding, intensifying. You may feel a joyful expression of that plant. As it took your awareness, it wants to communicate. So tell that plant, I want to listen. I want to hear all that you have to say. And I am open for listening. I am open for listening. You will receive your communication from the plant through your higher self in your thoughts. Feel that presence of the plant. Feel that love pulsating and radiating out, covering that plant with love. Tell that plant softly that all the qualities of God that are in me are also in you. My dear friend, you are love, you are light, you are joy, You are abundance. You are everywhere present in God's image. You have all the God qualities. You are divine. You are perfect. And I am perfect. We are both made of God's love. Feel that love growing, expanding. Feel every sentence, every affirmation. You may want to speak softly. We are both made of God's love. We are both divine. Now I am sending you that love. Feel that love radiating from your heart, covering that plant gently, softly. And now I am receiving your love. As you breathe in, feel that you are receiving plant's love. My loved one, please tell me, how can I make you more comfortable? You may gently open your eyes. You may want to look. You may want to just feel that plant with your open eyes. See it all over with its divinities, with its divinity and all the qualities God gave it. And just say gently, how can I make you more comfortable? Please share with me. Catch your thoughts from higher self about the plant. You may feel the need of watering the plant, repotting, maybe a different place. Just hear and make note of it. To listen, just be in your heart space, empty. and a gentle thought will pop out. Thought of love, is thought of God. If you do not hear anything, that's okay. Just feel that exchange of love, feel that presence of the loved one. If you have received any message, just ask your higher self to give you a yes or no signal for your understanding. If needed, make a creating formula with whatever information you received. Through the communication. You may make a note of it and do the creating formula later. Thought of plant being sick, not growing, struggling, any doubt of its survival. These are our limiting thoughts. Make any note of that. Or maybe that I don't know how to take care of the plant. I don't have a green hand. Now, take this time to thank your higher self and this beautiful plant, the loved one. My dear friend, I thank you for communicating with me. And I thank my higher self for helping me to extend my communication to all life. Now I know I can communicate with anything and everything. When I see them with their divinity, when I see them one with God as I am, I'm aware, I listen, so it could be my phone, my computer, laptop, my chair, anything in my room, any book. We are on a new journey to see love in everything and everyone. To go deeper and contemplate the concept I learned today. Thank you, Babaji, for another beautiful chapter, for this practice, for letting me feel my expansion with all life as I communicate. I know myself more. I know the creation more. And I love and I live in that love God created me in this human form. Thank you. Thank you, all the masters present here. Let us close our aura once again. I close my aura to all except my higher self, and I be love. Take this moment and send love to anyone who you remember, any situation, so that we can live in present. With love. Thank you so much. You may take your time, gently open your eyes and open your hands and put it over your closed eyes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You may give a gentle touch to your plant. Maybe just feel the energy as you bring both your hands together over the plant. Give your loving vision or the love through your eyes to the plant and a heartfelt gratitude for making its presence known to you, known to us. Thank you. You may sip some water, come back. If you have any sharing, any question, any doubts you want to clarify today from today's session, you can talk. So when we just remember a couple of lines, how to end the process, we can be just open to go out and practice ourselves. We don't have to have this guided meditation. You just have to be in your heart space, seeing that plant with its divinity and just feeling that love is flowing outward from your heart, engulfing the another plant into your aura. You are one, and you are just talking gently and listening more as you speak one line. Sure, Rinaji, you can unmute yourself. I have unmuted you. You are on unmute.
Okay. Yeah. I got it now. Okay, so good evening, everyone. And thank you so much, LNG and Preetiji and Jayaji, everyone, all of you. I'm sure it's our collective energy that put us through. And I think it is an ecstatic feeling because I would take a little time to explain which is the plant that I spoke to and how it went. When I bought this plot, this wasn't the plot that I had identified, but my sister said, this is the only one, so I'm giving you this. And I was, when I was coming down to see the plot, I was thinking in my mind whether I should take it or not. But when I entered the plot on one of the trees, I felt Krishna standing there with his, Basuri. And I felt so ecstatic at that time. I said, okay, I'll take this plot, whether it's a good location, bad location, whatever. It wasn't the kind of plot that I was looking for, but because of the presence of that Krishna under the tree, I said, I want this tree to be preserved on my site. So I changed the entire orientation of the house and we fitted the plan on this plot in a way that the tree does not need to be broken. So it has come in that sit out area. So I was just talking to that plant, that tree, and obviously during the construction time, I had to cut a lot of other trees and I had to also prune this plant, this particular tree. Okay, so my dialogue went, of course, like, what is it that I can do? And I'm so grateful to you and all that, but I'm so sorry that I pruned you. I'm sure it must have hurt. And the first thing I felt, the tree is trying to tell me, no, pruning doesn't hurt. So I said, what hurts? Tell me, what is it that I can do better? More for you or to make you more comfortable? What is it that I can do? Do you need more plant? Water? Do you need more compost? Or what is it that I can do? He said, you've cut so many trees, you made me lonely. And I felt so cheap. And then I was imagining, the number of trees that have been cut from my, completely uprooted from my plot and all. And I felt that he must have actually, or he or she, the plant must have actually felt lonely. So I said, okay, I'm sorry. What is it that I can do to make you comfortable now? And I mean, like, whatever, no, those plants can't come again. And I felt him saying that, okay, just keep 2 little plots next to me. At least I'll be able to chat. So I felt very good. And the whole conversation went when, I was talking to this tree, I could hear the other trees on my plot. And I'm trying to tell this tree, but I'm trying to, plant a lot of trees. I put in almost about 20 fruit trees. Aren't you feeling whatever? Aren't you accepting them as a part of your community? And he's saying, ye to abhi bacche hain. They're all kids. They'll take time for me to build up, but yeah, they're there. I'm glad, but I would still insist that keep these 2 trees, keep 2 plots with me. Pots of 2 good this thing. Which I think is such a healthy way, like I can understand. I say, what else can I do? And then I'm getting this feeling that they're trying to tell me, play the music in the evening. You only play it when you want it. You don't think of us and play it. The kind of complaint that the kids do to the mother. The mama, you only play music when you want to hear. You're not playing it when I want to hear. So, that was the tone that was coming to me. And I felt so connected with them. Like, they're all my bachas, man. I'm feeling so ecstatic. I don't know how to share this ecstatic feeling, but yeah, it's phenomenal. I think you can really talk to them. Oh, it's gorgeous. Thank you so much. All of you, thank you so much. And I think I'll also like to share another feeling which happened around Ganesh Chaturthi. I was in Ireland at that time and I was generally talking, like Ganesh ji ki puja chal rahi thi in my mind and I was meditating and all. And I said, Ganesh ji, please, please remove all the obstacles now that I'm here in Ireland from my daughter's house. And I was outside the kitchen and near a window. And I could actually feel the Ganesh ji telling me at that time, oh, darling, if you open up your eyes and you see, I've asked Shiv to give you a Trishul. And there is a tree in her house which has 3 branches, coming like this, which has been there. We're all watching it. We're all seeing it. But from that angle that I saw, I felt it's a real Trishul, which is actually there. And I felt at that time that the tree is telling me, babe, you've been ignoring me for a very long time and I don't like it. Like that kind of a feeling that I had, the plant. So you realize unconsciously the plants have been talking to us. Only thing is that we have not been sensitive to hear them out. And now this actually, makes me more affirmative that, yeah, plants communicate with you. I think that's all that I have to share. It's really, thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. It's really a pleasure. I'm learning so much. Thank you, Babaji, and thank you, all of you. Thank you.
Thank
you,
you for
Reema ji.
sharing, Reena ji. Thank you. Anyone else would like to share something? Reena ji's example was very clear, right? That we do communicate. We receive communication. If we are open to hearing, we will receive communication. But start to observe how the plant's communication is different from human communication. Human way of expression is different from a plant's way of expression. In a plant's communication, there will be no judgment. There will be no good, bad, ugly. Usually, the plants will express themselves in a very neutral way. To us, it feels neutral because we have extremes also, right? We have positive, negative, and then a space in between. So just start noticing the differences. This is an opportunity for learning. So noticing differences, noticing their expression, you are sort of going to learn a new language, a new outlook, a new point of view. That is the opportunity here. That will help resolve some of our own barriers that we are carrying. Right? When let me give an example. If we think there is someone that we know, this person, whatever characteristics of that person, we don't like it, then we judge, right? Oh, this person is like that. It's not really a judgment because we are not passing any judgment on that, but it's an opinion. So our definition is good, bad, or acceptable, not acceptable. We now need to understand that in creation, why does good and bad both exist? This is a deeper thinking subject, but give it a thought. In creation, there is no good or bad. In creation, it is only different and unique. Everything is made of love. Everything is love. They are different expressions. We may or may not like the difference, but nature didn't create them that way. They were still created of love. They are love. We have to learn a new definition. We have to learn a new language. When we start learning that aspect, oh, this is different. Just that. Nothing beyond that is different. No analysis, nothing. That's what is important. This is the part of development, part of our expansion of consciousness. Our consciousness will expand much more effortlessly when we remove these barriers. This is deeper understanding, deeper learning from these chapters that we are going through. We are being given hints at decoding our own inhibitions, our own judgment, our own assessments, all that. When you communicate with nature, when you listen to the messages there, you begin to see the difference. Oh, I never thought like that. When we are attentive, when we are paying attention to what we are hearing, that's when we have the opportunity for our own development. Right? So, historically, all of us have been experiencing some kind of communication from all these other objects or plants. Plants and pets is the more common thing, but sometimes from objects as well. Many people talk to crystals. I do talk to crystals and that sort of a thing. But understand that there is something to learn from them. Go with that intention. Talk to them with that intention. I am not going to give you wisdom. I am going to receive your wisdom. With that intention, right? And then you will see wonderful things. Think of those mountains. How long have they been living? How many millions of years of life experience they have? Will it be rich? What have they been experiencing by remaining stuck to one position? Right? That sort of a thing. So learning from each one of these aspects, each one of these expressions of love, you will begin to understand much more. Our consciousness begins to expand and open, right? Starting, our acceptance becomes much more. We begin to accept, wow, this is possible. That's how things are happening. They tell you a lot. So learning from that. When you hear from them, when you understand from them, you will automatically stop asking for validation. You won't ask them, well, scientifically prove it to me. You won't ask them to prove that, because now you are directly hearing from them. You are not indirectly reading someone else's study of the plant. This is a direct knowledge you are receiving, right? So we are tapping into a huge resource of wisdom that is an outcome of these communications. And when this becomes our nature itself, walking on the street, sitting at home, watching something, you are continuously going to be alive in that communication. What a big opportunity this is. So try and practice whatever you can. Yes, Rajniji, you can unmute.
Athamandan Masters. Firstly, I really thank Mahavatar Babaji with this chapter of Unified. I'm well able to now recognize my ability to. Now I am recalling that I was talking to the nature very gracefully, and I am sharing yesterday night's experience. I played Preeti Ji's meditation, 2 days ago's meditation, and my higher self connected to a single well plant, which is in my way to walk someone else's garden, and I stand by that plant and hold that jingle bell, sometimes kiss that plant. And yesterday night, my higher self connected with that plant and that jingle bell flower, and that flower. It was very beautiful conversation, and it gave me a very beautiful reality and when I said how I can take care of you and anything special you want from me, and he said that each and everything is perishable. It is nature's law of nature. Live it the fullest with love, with grace, with light, with purity. And it was very blissful. And in today's meditation, I connected with the pear tree outside of in the garden. There is a pear tree, and my higher self was holding that pear in the hands, and the flow of energy I was feeling on. And when I asked that pear tree that, do you need any special care and how you want to? And it said, I'm here for a purpose, to nourish you and to give you nutrition. When you eat me with love and grace and with gratefulness, my purpose will be fulfilled, and my purpose will be fulfilled. And this is my purpose. And in yesterday, with the jingle bell, and when we was talking, he gave me message that each and everything which these eyes are able to see is perishable. I am means we both this the the personality Rajni name's personality I'm living. It's also perishable, and I was um, feeling it. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. Even I really do not know how to express all that what I was feeling actually. And Saleshji, really, I really think that there is a, this unified course is. I always think that it should be just like a university, and we should make an app also. Even day before yesterday night in my meditation, when I was in meditation, and it gave me a thought that there should be a app, because now my YouTube subscription is over, and I'm feeling unable to subscribe it in Canada, and because of too much ads, I was thinking that just like Shreyans Daga sir made an app, Soul Lab, and Chandra sir made Buddha's Eo app, we will create a unified app so that we all be able to get all this wisdom anytime without an interruption, and it will be beautiful, graceful way to spread this message, to create a app. You, Preeti ji, you are profoundly graceful. You are blessed with technology, and you can create this app, and we all masters, we are whatever share you need, just we are ready to contribute, and just create an app, and it will be a वो कहते हैं ना मार्गदर्शक होगी एक बहुत से हम मेरे जैसे लोगों के लिए, और पता नहीं कितने लोगों के लिए बहुत जरूरत है इसकी. क्रिएट एन ऐप, वहाँ यूनिफाइड की पूरी विस्डम होगी, मेडिटेशंस होंगी बाबा जी की, और जरूरत है इसकी बहुत. पूरी दुनिया को, हमारी नेक्स्ट जनरेशन्स को, और मस्ट है. I always feel कि हर लाइब्रेरी में, हर बुक स्टॉल पे यूनिफाइड होनी चाहिए. हर मेरे हमेशा ऐसे ही दिमाग में आता है कि जितनी भी बुक स्टॉल्स हैं, जितनी भी लाइब्रेरीज हैं, सब में यूनिफाइड होनी चाहिए और सबके पास ये विजडम आनी चाहिए. आई एम ग्रेटफुल. थैंक यू शैलेश जी, प्रीति जी, मेरी सोल फैमिली. आई लव यू ऑल. थैंक यू.
Make a creating formula now.
वो थोड़ा तो क्रिएट हो गया ऑलरेडी और बाकी भी हो ही जाएगा. और
यस,
टेक अवे
वो
यहाँ पे और है. अभी हमारा प्रैक्टिस को और हमारी ग्रुप एनर्जी को इतना स्ट्रेंथन करना है कि वो भी हो जाएगा, है ना. सो आपने
यस.
अपने थॉट से क्रिएट कर ही दिया है. इन कमिंग चैप्टर्स यू वुड नो दैट व्हाट it it demands from us now after doing unified, what we have to do. तो सब कुछ naturally organically हो रहा है. It is just we just have to be
यस, इट
very
इज
much in
हैपनिंग.
tune with our practice.
मैं खुद को वो देखती हूँ, वो यूनिफाइड यूनिवर्सिटी ना, मैं समटाइम्स आई फील एज वो एक टीचर जैसे घूमता होता है ना. समटाइम्स आई फील माई सेल्फ एज वो आप, मतलब बहुत सी यूनिफाइड की किताबें हैं हर लैंग्वेज में और मैं अक्सर देखती हूँ खुद को वहां पे. इट्स इट्स मैं बयान नहीं कर सकती. इट्स बियॉन्ड माई एक्सप्लेनेशन दोज फीलिंग्स. एंड थैंक यू ऑल मास्टर्स. आई एम ग्रेटफुल. थैंक यू. यही
So
कहते हैं ना,
let me,
प्रकृति की प्रति, नेचर्स लॉ ऑफ नेचर.
yes, definitely. Now think about it. If this book was available on every bookstall and you would have simply bought the book and read it, would this happen what you are experiencing now?
Actually, the message this book is holding, if someone is going to bought that book, it means his or her higher self is going to be more and more uh, wisdom, or be in willing to live that beingness for the purpose that personality is created. And I know that Mahavatar Babaji will create the way that this message will reveal to that person. In any ways, I'm not reading the book. Very authentically, truthfully, I accept this. Only few pages I read. I'm not reading this book. Even this chapter, I never read a single word of this chapter. But I'm living. I know I am living. I know I am living.
So why do you expect the book to be available in every bookstall then, when you yourself are not reading it?
I know I will read someday. I know I have faith. I will read this wisdom someday. But yet now, for me, living this wisdom is much more because I'm listening. I love to listen now. That's why
Right.
sometimes
So when the book is on the bookstall, how will people listen?
then some people love to read, and because this is not that I'm not reading something. I read those energies, those are connect, those ask me to that come and read, and there are some I cannot say that actually there is the books, they call people, they call that now I am able to recognize that books call. Now I am reading Your Soul's Plan by Robert, and it the PDF was from any time in my phone, but some of those lines, and now I am able to uh, for जिस किसी के लिए भी वो होगा ना, वो खींच लेगा उसको, मुझे पता है। वो 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 होता है, एक कनेक्शन होता है। इट इज अ कनेक्शन यू कैन नॉट डिफाइन इन योर वर्ड्स। वो जो जिसके लिए है वो उसके पास पहुंच जाएगा, वो किसी ना किसी जरिए से, किसी ना किसी, वो अवेलेबिलिटी होनी चाहिए। अब जैसे वो होता है ना, एक कीन, एक
So,
डिजायर होती है अंदर, कीन
right, right.
डिजायर, एक लॉन्गिंग, एक
Understood.
बिल।
Rajni
हाँ,
ji, understood. But then why the book is required? The knowledge will reach.
नॉलेज विल रीच।
Ah,
वो किताब इसके लिए जरूरी है क्योंकि कई बार कुछ चीजें ऐसी होती हैं कि वो जैसे होता है ना कि बच्चे जब बड़े हो जाते हैं ना, तो माता पिता के पास बहुत रेयर कभी कभी वो बैठते हैं ना, उनको कुछ ऐसा चाहिए होता है, कोई ऐसी चीज या ऐसी विजडम चाहिए होती है जो वो किसी और से नहीं ले सकते। तो बहुत सी चीजें हैं जो वो किताब ऐसे एक मार्गदर्शक के रूप में काम करेगी।
and so
क्योंकि
there
मेरे
are
मेरी मेरी
libraries
मेरी
filled with.
अपब्रिंग मेरी मेरी
There are
अपब्रिंगिंग जिस पर्सन ने की थी, मेरी नानी माँ ने, उन्होंने मुझे हमेशा ये कहा था कि अगर तुम किताबों को अपने दोस्त बनाओगे, ये ऐसी दोस्त हैं जो जिंदगी भर तुम्हारा साथ निभाएंगे।
hmm,
और ये इस बात को मैंने अपनी जिंदगी में जिया पर्सनली।
hmm,
बहुत अच्छी दोस्त रही हैं, बहुत सी किताबें पढ़ी हैं, येट नाउ वो मेरी एक जिंदगी का एक फेज है ऐसा कि आई एम लिविंग। ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं पढ़ूंगी नहीं उसको या मैं पढ़ती नहीं हूँ, कभी कभी मेरा दिल होता है कुछ चंद लाइनें में पढ़ती हूँ, ऐसा नहीं है। बिकॉज अब जैसे वो मुझे यूनिफाइड में पता चल रहा है, आप ऐसे ही किसी चीज को नहीं वो करते, इट इज अ कनेक्शन, वो कनेक्शन बन जाता है। अगर वो किताब उस बुक स्टोर पे वही व्यक्ति खरीदेगा जिसका उसके साथ कनेक्शन होगा। आप नहीं लेके जाते कोई भी चीज ऐसे ही। आप कपड़े की दुकान पे पहुंचते हो, आप वही खरीदते हो जिसके साथ आपका कनेक्शन होता है। मुझे अब वो कनेक्शन फील होने, हाउ आई वाज परचेजिंग फ्रॉम लास्ट 30 years each and every fabric,
so
each
I
and
am
every
slowly
step.
trying to help you
Mm-hmm.
clarify your own thinking,
Mm-hmm.
and understand that what you are asking to be manifested, how much
Mm-hmm.
of it is necessary. I'm only asking you, getting you to that point. So think about it. When you want to see the book on every bookstall, what are you expecting it will do? Books have existed for ages in all libraries and so many books of knowledge. What did it do to
Yes,
the humanity?
yes,
Honestly, अगर खाली ये किताब, if this book is with you and uh, you won't be even able to complete 24 weeks practice. Technically, I
नहीं
mean, this
वो,
is the group energy that is bringing us together every week, whether we
yes,
complete our
yes,
exercise or not,
yes, but
just to
but
understand. But
मैं
I don't want to
आपको,
put any question in your thinking because I
no,
am happy
actually,
until and unless if the resource is available, people can find their, telepathic
yes,
communication
वो
or
कहते हैं
whatever.
ना, वो कहते हैं ना कि रास्ते बन जाते हैं, जहाँ चाह होती है वहां राह होती है, रास्ते बन जाते हैं।
Right.
अगर
Exactly.
एक एक ऐसा गांव जहाँ पे अभी भी बहुत सी जगहें ऐसी हैं जहाँ पे टेक्नोलॉजी पूरी तरह से नहीं है पहुंची हुई, वहाँ इंटरनेट के कनेक्शंस टूट जाते हैं, वहाँ बहुत सी चीजें हैं वो नहीं हो पाती, बिजली नहीं होती अभी भी बहुत सी है ना, कट लग जाते हैं या कुछ है, तो इट्स अ ब्यूटीफुल वे टू कनेक्ट विद योर ओन सेल्फ। आप किताब उठाओ, उसको कभी भी अपने पर्स में लेके जा सकते हो कहीं भी, आप बस में बैठे हो, बस में पढ़ो और
You are saying all that
Great.
because आपने course कर लिया है ना, but if it is like just like another book, that's what Shailesh is trying to say. But I do not want to put any question in whatever you are saying. Um, you are saying from
मुझे
your
तो
experience, or
एक्चुअली पता नहीं क्यों मुझे तो ये लगता
you're
है कि
just
जिसके लिए जो बना होगा वो उसके पास पहुंच जाएगा, वो किसी भी माध्यम
Exactly.
से पहुंच।
what Shailesh is saying.
Absolutely.
You would know yourself more. But if you know, as a creator, you are seeing, I'm seeing you from that point of view. So I'm happy, like people are out there thinking, and you know, who have experienced it, think that okay, this must go on, and you know, people should take benefit out of it. So in whatever ways it can be done, we are in that present moment where things are just happening on its own way. We are not running after, you know,
Yes,
to get
actually,
distracted from the
actually,
unified
I'm not
practice.
forcefully, Preeti ji, truthfully, I'm not forcefully thinking about all this. Uh, it naturally it flows. Means these thoughts flows. Means I'm not thinking. Means forcefully thinking or any not. I feel that these thoughts flow sometimes, not every time. In
Good.
some meditation, such thoughts, I feel that
Yes.
they are flowing.
Very good.
Yeah,
Excellent. Yeah.
and
Okay.
even Saleshi, you won't even believe sometimes, because generally I do in these days my practice on my bed, and when I was I lay down, I listen my session. Maybe it's a dream or I really do not know. ये वो फिर मोबाइल पे नहीं होती क्लास, मुझे ऐसे फील होता है कि वी ऑल आर टुगेदर, वो हम इकट्ठे हैं और वो एक क्लास चल रही है। समटाइम्स आई फील दैट आल्सो, इवन वो ड्रीम्स वाला जो लेसन था उसमें वो मेरा, और वो मुझे एक्सपीरियंस, इवन वो ये जो उस दिन जिस दिन फुल मून था, उस दिन सुबह की जो मेडिटेशन थी, एक कविता भी वो लिखी, और वो मैं हिंदी की, उसमें मैं आपको आई विल शेयर दैट पोएम बड़े दिनों के बाद एक वो कुछ शब्द है ना, इट्स थैंक यू, थैंक यू,
Thank you, Rajni ji. Thank you for
थैंक यू,
sharing.
थैंक यू।
Thank you for sharing, and wait until this course completes. Your understanding, your perception, your desire, everything will change. So just wait for that time.
Yes.
Oh, yes,
Thank you.
waiting to unfold, waiting to unfold, stepping into
Very important to remember that we live in the practice. Very much important. Otherwise, it is just like another class where we just say that, okay, I have done this JTTP, this other class, you know, and there's no end. Our true experience is guide. Our true experience is what Babaji is seeking from each one of us who just knows by feeling that this is what I want to master. And that is where things are changing. That is how the God's energy is manifesting into infinite possibility. That's my understanding so far. I'm not saying from the future, from the next chapter, but to live the authenticity or truly made in the image of God, week by week, what we have practiced and what we are doing. Unified will make its own way. I'm not holding it back. I'm not stopping to dream, but at the same time, I'm also continuing my practice to stay grounded, not rushing, not running all over, or not anxious or not taking pride of anything.
Good. Very good. Yes, Gracie.
Good morning, Shalishi and Preetiji and everyone else. Another wonderful session as always. And I don't know, I think I couldn't understand the entire conversation that was just happening with Rajniji, but I think I understood, but I think the part that I understood was about reading the book or something. So I would personally think that I must read the book, because if I only listen to you, that's your thinking, your thoughts that I'm taking, right? But if I read the book, that will be, my perception might be different, or my understanding might be different. So I think reading a book is must. And then my contribution to the entire discussion would can be something different, instead of just listening to what you're saying, right? So that's what I wanted to say about that one. And apart from that, like in today's chapter, I really loved the way they explain like consciousness and awareness. Like if you think about it, it's kind of uh, like if you like, it's kind of a little bit confusing, but but at the broader prospect, like consciousness is the love, is which is the power, the energy, the love quotient that is omnipresent. That is the one ingredient through which everything is manifested or everything is made. But awareness is how much are we aware of that consciousness. If we are operating only in the senses, then we are aware only of the things that our senses are giving us. But if we are operating in the higher self, in the higher wisdom, through the higher faculties, then we are aware of more connection to the plants, to the the ocean life, to mountains, to everything. So that's what my understanding is about the consciousness and the awareness. The consciousness is like it's there, but awareness is like how aware you are of, if you're aware of the entire consciousness, or you're aware of only what your lower faculties, what your five senses are bringing to you. So am I correct?
You are thinking of consciousness as matter. Being aware is consciousness. And wherever your awareness is, that much you are conscious. So if you are becoming aware of communication with inanimate objects, your consciousness has expanded.
Yeah.
Now you have included something new into your awareness. Now you become aware, well, this thing is talking to me. That is consciousness. And you may want to read those 2 paragraphs in the chapter where consciousness is described. Read it very slowly, sentence by sentence, comprehending in your own understanding. So then you will understand from your own standpoint, your own perspective, what is written there. Right? What I have described is my perspective. Yours could be different. Right? So that's the reason why I would want you to read it by yourself. Right? And then you will probably have a much deeper understanding than me. Quite possible. Right? So the books, reading the book has been recommended in the book itself.
Yeah.
And that recommendation is for a reason. I will explain that once we are done with the course, because right now if I explain it will not make sense. So once we are done with the course, maybe I will do some extra sessions where I will explain to you the mechanism, how this whole thing is working, why the book is written in this way, why does the book ask you to do certain things, and what is the purpose, what will happen with that. I will explain all that. Many people haven't actually followed the steps given in the book. and that's their own prerogative. They have the right to do whatever they want to do, right? And through that process, their learning will be different,
Yeah.
right? And each one of us will learn through our filters. So accordingly, our understandings will, each one of us will have a different understanding. So all
Yeah.
I am saying is that following the book, why is the book written in this way, and what is the purpose of these steps to be followed, I will explain to all of you that at the end, because by that time sufficient amount of fundamentals would be clear to all the participants, right? And probably even at that time 80% people will not understand what I will tell you at that time.
Wow.
And the simple reason would be they wouldn't have gone through the actual practice. So,
Yeah.
but I will still explain that to you. Maybe it clicks, right, somewhere. So
Yeah.
I will
And
do
when
that
you
again. Yeah.
and when you say that that your awareness is your consciousness, that gives me a picture of the one circle, and inside that one circle is a small circle. So the one circle, the big circle, is the consciousness, and the small circle is awareness, but again a consciousness too. Consciousness too, because it's a part, it's in there. But then as soon as we expand the small circle, we are expanding our awareness to the consciousness. So yeah,
The more we
that's
become aware, the
we
higher the
become
level
conscious.
of consciousness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Correct. That's
Thank you.
right. Yeah. It is
Thank you.
directly
Thank you.
connected, directly proportional, I would say. Good. What else? Any other questions? Anything else to share? In this section, once again, let me remind all of you that the purpose of this chapter, the focus of this chapter is in for us to understand consciousness, right? We may have to shed some of our previous understanding of consciousness, maybe, right, depending on what we know. Give it a try. Then second thing, important thing, most important thing we are learning is ability, the skill to listen. The skill to listen is a real big thing. Once you have gone through this experience of communicating with your plant, you may go through certain experiences in the process. Those experiences we will talk about tomorrow. Once you have gone through the exercise by yourself, then we will talk. Yeah. You can unmute.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. Shaileshi, one more thing I just wanted to share. I communicate with my plants at home, and I notice sometimes even if I'm not communicating with my plants, and if I don't give them the water on time, I feel that my birds are communicating with me. My birds are telling me that give water to plants. I don't know. Sometimes I feel that, and then I remember. Yeah, but that message comes through my birds, not through my plants or not through my own. So that happens too. So now I can connect like all that. Maybe the birds can
Everything is,
feel that I did not water the plants yet. So my birds tell me do that. Yeah,
yes. So that's how we are all connected. This is an
yeah,
example
yeah,
of our connection. Everything is connected with everything, and they communicate. This is another
yeah,
proof to you that they communicate. We may not
yeah.
be aware, but they have
Yeah.
communicated, right?
Yeah, but
So
and they're
this,
so successful in communicating that even if I'm doing something my own, it just I feel that my birds are saying that those particular words to me that do that plan. So they're successful in communicating with me, and I'm successful in getting their in receiving their communication. What exactly they're saying.
Correct.
So it's kind
Yes.
of like amazing. I never thought
Hmm.
that deeply about that, but now I can relate, you know.
Now you can understand, right? Now, so that now that you are aware that they communicate with you, but this is simply fulfillment of needs. Expand that
Hmm.
communication and ask them for wisdom.
Okay.
Right now, do conscious communication.
Okay.
Okay. To be able to do conscious communication, you will have to bring them at par with your own self, considering them to be the same image of God, the same level of knowledge, the same level of wisdom, all that, right? So that's when, once you start communicating with that perspective, your communication, quality of communication will be different. Try that, right? Take it to the next level, all I'm saying. Do conscious communication now, right? And then try. You will be surprised. I
Yeah.
have
You
given
know
you
when
one additional question today, right?
yeah.
Ask
And
that
you know when
question.
you were giving the example of the of those mountains, that
Hmm.
they are there for thousands of years and they have seen a lot. That's when I was thinking that they must be having a lot of wisdom because they had more experience than we can ask them. But now when you say that, I can get the same wisdom from my own plants or my from my birds or for that matter, because we were trying to get wisdom from our higher self up until now. Now we can try to get the wisdom from anything and everything.
Absolutely. You have that. This is what is the experience you are going to have. That, oh, I can now access any piece of information. I can now access any knowledge and wisdom. It is accessible to me. That's what I want you to experience now. By doing this conscious communication, you will prove to yourself, you will validate it to yourself, your confidence level will go up. All that's what I mean. Like, my saying anything will mean nothing till you do it yourself, right? That's the purpose. So active conscious communication will help you open up a channel of wisdom, and that's like such an immense progress. You have to just know it through experience
I
only,
know.
right?
That's so
Yeah,
beautiful.
that's
Yeah.
it's
Thank
it's
you.
really great. Yeah, try to. Thank you. Yes, Kumarji.
Atmavandan, Savi Master ko. Uh, it's a. I would like to share. It's a relevant because of we are all connected.
Hmm.
I believe everybody aware this one. What I'm saying is not exclusive in my information. Uh, the the scientific community already done the research. Plant kingdom, how he affected miles and millions miles. They communicated each other. So any foreign object,
Hmm.
forestry department, they done so much research. If we,
Hmm.
I'll find out and I'll share with the group if we may, and then this is happening in plant kingdom. We don't know that part, right? The scientific community, forestry department, they have a research. Any foreign object, they instantly communicated within the community, the forest, all the natural plant kingdom. So this is the at least they find their finding is at least our level. We are in the 20th chapter. We are
Hmm.
literally we are opening ourselves. But
Yes.
the people, scientific community already telling the scientific fact. So that's why I would like to share. Maybe already you guys know. I can find those research and I'll share with you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you. The experimentation with the plants and trees and this and the entire, for that matter, entire living world has been an experiment forever, right? Um, we've uh, we've known about it from old books, from the oldest texts that are available. We know that. How did the sages and saints in the past create Ayurveda. That whole knowledge, where did it come from? They had no labs to test, and they didn't have access to all the plants everywhere. How did they create that? How did they know the properties of each type of plant that could be used as a medicine for certain treatment? All that knowledge, where did it come from? No labs. There were no labs. This is how we begin to understand, well, okay, communication has been going on. And today, the science is just trying to prove it. Science is not inventing anything. They are just trying to prove what exists. Right? We can now, instead of now going in the circles, we can directly communicate and check, well, okay, is that, how correct is this? Let me find it for myself. That is what we are learning today. Okay? So you can, all of you have that freedom to choose and freedom to communicate the way you want, and with whomever you want, you can do that. It will be very interesting. So become curious, be open, and you will know. This is such a beautiful thing we are learning today. So, okay, right. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Masters. We are close to 3 hours now, pretty much there. So thank you for your participation. Thank you for sharing your experiences. And I will suggest that you please do continue with your communication, the conscious communication, the experiment, and learn from it. And tomorrow you can share and tell us some insights that you got, right? Something new that you are learning that would be very interesting for all of us to know about. So thank you.